Hey, what's up, guys? Omar here, broker and CEO of Alden Mortgage and Omar Realty. So you're thinking about selling your house and you were like, you know what, I got these agents and they're telling me about this listing agreement and la 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 la. Well, let me go ahead and explain to you the 5 real estate listings most commonly used so you could kind of understand, am I making a good decision? Am I making a bad decision on the listing that I take? Because majority of you don't know what you're doing. Majority of you don't know what kind of listing you're signing off. You're like, okay, I got to list my house. Let me go ahead and do this listing. Let me go ahead and do this listing. I need to get out of this house. Well, there are options, damn it. And I'm here to go ahead and explain to you in the best way that I can and try to make this as entertaining as I possibly can, even though I don't think I'm probably that entertaining, but let's go ahead and go from there. Now, number 1 is you got something that's called an open listing. You could also do a for sale by owner, which we like to go ahead and call it a FSBO, which is usually typically an open listing is going to be for any real estate agent. That real estate broker, that person is going to get a commission based off of the person that he brings in. It's not going to be just exclusive to one. It's going to be an open listing for anybody to come in. Like if you were selling your house, I brought in a person to go out and buy your house. Well, cool beans. But open listings are typically like, for sale by owners. You could go ahead and do your own open houses. Now, you are excluded from a lot of things. I highly discourage open listings, which is because you lose the fact of being on the MLS. Is there ways for you to be put on the MLS? Absolutely. I'm definitely not going to tell you because I want that listing, but I'm just kidding. You could go ahead and do a flat fee MLS listing. You could go ahead and put your house on there. You could do your open houses yourself. Should you? No, typically open listings lose roughly about 10%, 10 to 12% total value on their home because they don't have somebody to negotiate it properly to go ahead and put people on their heels, somebody who does this all the time. Now, number 2, we have an exclusive agency listing, okay? So that just means, like, let's say, for instance, a Remax or like a Coldwell Banker or OMA Realty or anybody from that specific agency. Like if any one of my agents with OMA Realty or any agents from Remax or any agent from Coldwell Banker or any agent from that agency can sell your house. So if you want to go ahead and have one of them do an open house for you, as long as they're going to be, which is going to be very important. This is one of those things that is going to be extremely important for you to know throughout the course of me explaining these listings. The procuring cause. The procuring cause of a sale is extremely, extremely important because those 2 words could actually get you in a little bit of trouble. Either way, you could get sued by one guy saying that they were the reason why your home sold, yada, 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 yada. You don't want to deal with any of that. Number 3 is going to be the most common one. 99.99999% of all listings go through what's called the exclusive right to sell listing. That's your everyday, run-of-the-mill, normal, hey, agent, I'm going to go ahead and sell my house. The agent comes in, he takes some pictures, he advertises it. Typically, it's between 120 days to 180 days. You could go ahead and do it at 100, or you could do it for a year if you want. You could put a clause in there that states that, I could go ahead and rescind the contract at X amount of time. That just means that you don't like the way the agent is doing his job. You want to go ahead and take your chances with somebody else. Typically, you would want to give an agent or a broker 2 to 3 months to go ahead and properly, list the property, market the property, do all of that. That is what's going to be exclusively. Then you go ahead and pay your commission, whatever commission that you negotiate. You're gonna have to do the buyer and seller. Story is all done from there. Number 2 is going to be multiple listing. Majority of you don't need to know because this is a multiple listing service. That just means you're just going to put it on MLS. That's it. That is a listing that you're going to do. You're not going to do anything else. That kind of goes into the open listing where I'm just going to go ahead and put it on MLS. I'm not marketing it. I'm not doing anything. I'm not going to go ahead and do any open houses. I ain't doing jack shish kebabs. So that's going to be number 4 of a listing. And then number 1 is why I offer 0% listing, because I have full disclosure, I always advertise 0% listing, 50% commission rebate on purchasing your next house, and all that other good stuff. Mortgaging assistance, which majority of my business is all mortgaging, but This is called a net listing. Now, what's a net listing? A net listing is, let's say, for instance, you want to sell your house for $800,000. I say, all right, I'm going to go ahead and sell your house for $800,000, but I do not want any commission in return because I want the excess amount that I could go ahead and get off of the house. For instance, if your house is $800,000 and I could sell your house for $900,000, however much money I dump into marketing, whatever I end up doing, I split the difference on that. So for instance, if I sell your house for $900,000 and your house you wanted $800,000, I will go ahead and get the $100,000 in separation. That is what's called a net listing. Now, a lot of states don't like that, but I'm in California. We're allowed to do that. We can do that. I think it's one of the best ones, especially when you have an agent or a broker that comes in and they start blowing a lot of hot air up your ass, right? They say, oh, I could do this and I could do that. Well, go ahead and put your money where your mouth is. You want to go ahead and do this? I'm not paying you anything. If the house comes in at $800,000 and you sell the house for $800,000, well, guess what? I make nothing. Zero, zilch, nothing. I just lost out on all the marketing dollars. I lost out on listing the house. I lost on everything. So it's like a gamble on both parts. If I do really, really, really good, A, you get the amount of money that you wanted. A, I got a commission based off of how hard I worked. It also keeps that person very accountable and makes sure that that person, that broker, is putting the most amount of light on your property. So are you getting the same light on every single property? I think net listings are the best way to do business. I think that is, the only way to do business. You're not charging a commission, and then me being a Muslim man, it actually is one of those things where it's like, I'm doing my due diligence by being somewhat of not a great Muslim, but a great Muslim guy. I'm not that good of one. But those are going to be your most common listing types. Which one do you like? That'll be a personal opinion, whichever one that you want. If you think you could make more money on your house off of an exclusive right to sell listing, do it. If you think you could make the most amount of money on your open listing, do it. If you think a net listing is the best, do it. But I explained all of them for you. So if you did like the content, 50% commission rebate on purchasing your next house, 0% listing, which that would be a net listing. That's what I do, net listing. On selling your current house or any mortgaging assistance, because majority of the stuff I do is lending and mortgaging. Link in the description below. Email me, DM me, whatever you want to do. Comment, I don't know, whatever it is. Till next video, guys, I really appreciate you watching. Peace.